Good morning, everyone. It's October the 27th, 2015. Time to kick off another trading day. Today's activity is likely to be curtailed, confined, compressed due to the Fed announcement tomorrow where no change in policy is expected. There will be no press conference, so it's probably going to be pretty cut and dry with the focus turning to will they raise rates in December. Fed commentary by governors and speeches after these meetings will be combed over with a fine-tooth comb to see if there's any change in the Fed's posture, and there probably isn't or won't be. The Fed's pretty good at telegraphing their punches. Right now the Fed's rhetoric says we could increase rates anytime, we're really considering it, if conditions warrant, we'll raise rates. But when it comes down to actually raising rates, they really are not in a position to do so. The Bank of Japan, the yen is rallying. People at the first of the week were expecting, into last week, were expecting an increase in the quantitative easing program, more liquidity to the markets by the Bank of Japan, but now the feeling is that they probably will just leave things unchanged. So that's the uncertainty that we deal with. Today we have a full news slate, durable orders. I've seen it, yeah, we'll stick with NAS with the Econo Day minus 1%. Some people are carrying it at unchanged. Core minus 1/10. BX Transportation. Case-Shiller up 1/10. For real estate prices in our 20 major cities, PMI services 55.3. It's a pretty healthy number. Consumer confidence 102.5. Richmond Fed minus 2, minus 3. No one will pay any attention to it. And then Apple's earnings after the markets closed today, and obviously the market would like to see those higher than forecast. So the focus is going to be core durable orders and consumer confidence. Then after the market closes, Apple's earnings. So resistance is 24 to 28, so we're going to sell 24s to 28, so I'd like to get it done closer to the buck. There are a lot of resistance points that come in. I mean, it starts 24, 25, then it's 27, 29.5, then it's 31. So this 28 to 31 is going to be pretty hard to get through. So sell 1 is going to be 24, 28, sell 2 is going to be 31 to 03. We got a 5-year auction today. Hard to know how that one will play. It's usually where we expect some selling. I don't know without the 2-year today. So think we'll stay in the trading range no matter what happens with the auction. Okay, we have some support at 18. We have some support at 17. The last rotate down stopped at 15.5, and we're at 23. So 16 to 20 will be our buy one. And then we'll make it 9 to 13. Knob spread was unchanged overnight. So a lot of news to get through today. Expecting basically a trading range. If the E-mini does manage to sell, we should trade higher. If the E-mini trades in a range, which it appears that it will do, we'll probably stay in a range right here. Looking at the 30-year. Market is trying to trade higher, but this London high right over here at 16 is holding the market. Last rotate up was 8, so we're going to sell failure to take out 12 to 16. Then we're going to jump it up to, if we break through 16 today, 24.28 SPY, so 23.27 for sell 2. On the buy side, think we can trade a little bit lower. Don't think we can break. So 1 to 29 is buy 1. Then 17 to 21 is buy 2. And the 5-year auction should dominate the trading here. Gold. This morning when I looked at it, it was 1165, which is pretty much where it was yesterday. Like we said, we expected this market to be on hold until the Fed speaks or has spoken, and that seems to be the case today. Very, very tight range, so we're going to have a seller into 70, so 69, 71, sell 1, 74, 76, sell 2. On the buy side, we like 60 to 62. We'll just leave it where it was yesterday afternoon. And 55, 57 for buy 2. Things seem pretty quiet overnight in the Middle East. The United States is ceding any and all of its interests in the Middle East to Russia these days. Wonder how Russia's going to pay for this with oil prices the way they are. By defaulting on their debt, which is always a possibility with Russia, no matter when it is, what century, what decade. Russia's a very, very risky place to lend money to and do business with. They'll let you come in and develop a resource, and they'll steal it from you. That's just the way that country works. It's he who has the biggest stick, and he who's got the most clout, and who's able to steal from you will do it. It is the land of materialism writ large. Okay, the euro's in a range right now. Probably nothing will happen to change that with the Fed. The Bank of Japan is trying to trade up. So we got through this. We had a 75 sell in the overnight. Sell 1, 75. Sell 2, 111. Looks like it's going to trade higher. So we should be able to get stops maybe above the overnight session high. I would say this Y period high and that X period high is where the best resistance is, which would put us at 1103 to 1115. On the buy side, we had a 35 to 45 buy yesterday. That looks reasonable still. Buy 1. And then 110 even, 110.15 for buy 2. But I'd look for selling between 75 and the buck and buying between 15 and 40. Crude sold overnight. Pretty pessimistic tone from the oil write-ups, and the reason for that is because oil prices are lower. They get more optimistic when crude rallies. But we are pointed lower. Right now you'd have to think that stops below 40 is where the market will eventually end up. You see the line in the writing this morning? God almighty, what has happened overnight? The gods of arbitrariness have spoken. Wonders never cease. Well, you've totally discombobulated me, Drew and Chuck. I guess I'll have to start all over again. Okay, 43, 43 and a quarter, buy 1. Is the line width long enough, wide enough? Do I need more width in the line? 42.50, 42 1/4 by 2. On the sell side, 43.75, 44, sell 1. And then 44 1/4, 44.50, sell 2. Okay, I think the E-mini is going to be on hold also today. So let me try the different width right here. Second's probably too wide. Yeah, I guess this first one is what we'll stick with. We'll leave it at that. And on to the E-mini. God, magic. I can't believe it. Well, maybe it's a sign of good things to come. We got our pen back. Okay, this 2050, 2055 is probably a reasonable area. We're still dealing, if we put all this together, with a very, very strong P, and we've got volume above time. So the market is trying to is holding its gains and is pointed up. The tendency is for the market to rally the day before the FOMC announcement, and then to rally post the FOMC announcement, and I don't see any reason for us not to think that that will continue. So we like to buy it on the cheap. So this 55, 57 will be buy 1, and buy 2 will be 50, 52. On the sell side, we have volume yesterday at 63.50. Last rotate up stopped at 65, so 63, 65, sell 1. 68 to 70, sell 2. And durable orders minus 1%. Core I think minus 1/10. Case Shiller plus 1/10. Consumer confidence 102.5. Richmond Fed -3, -2 to 3, and then Apple's earnings after the markets close. So core, durable orders, and then consumer confidence are the market's focus, all held in check by the Fed. Okay, it's going to take a bit to get everything up and posted. Running a little bit slow this morning, so I'm going to get busy on that. I will be back with you as soon as possible. In a bit.